everyone, it's Dragon here, back with another video, and today we are back with another top 10 video. Today's top 10 video is going to be top 10 dinos you should invest in breeding. Now, the reasons for these might all be pretty much the same, but some of them are different, and this is, again, my personal list for doing so. Personal list. So I would also like to say, my recording failed me before. It literally stopped recording midway through. I'm so glad I checked because I would have just been talking to myself without even recording it. Oh my god, I'm so happy I caught that. So let's get into the first reason, or first tame, or whatever. Coming at number 10 on the list, we have the Bronto. Now, you're probably wondering, why the heck is the Bronto on this list? Why should I waste my time breeding Brontos? Now, there are plenty of reasons for this, and these are a lot of the reasons that are also applying to the others, and you'll probably hear them a lot, but let me just get into it. So, you should definitely breed Brontos if you're going to want to do mutations for a few reasons. Number one, they have 3 or 4 color regions. As you can see, there is a bright red on this one, which looks really beautiful. But imagine mutations on every single part of it. That would look beautiful. And these have really vibrant, visible color regions that you can actually, fill with your mutations, and they would look beautiful as always. They have one on the top where the eerie part is on mine, where the red is on mine, and then they also have where the white is, which makes this a really cool thing. Also, Brontos are really useful for farming materials such as berries, wood, thatch, and if you get a good health on them and melee, you can actually do a lot as well. Make sure you have some weight. So I highly recommend breeding Brontos. They're also very low maintenance to breed for their size, so you should definitely check that out. Coming at number 9 on the list, we have the wolves, the Direwolves. Direwolves are caving animals, mostly used for caving, and this is why it makes the list. Now, you should definitely focus on breeding wolves, one, because you can get some cool mutations, as seen here. We have red, purple, and green, which is really cool, really cool mutation that was given to me by someone in the server. So wolves are definitely mostly bred for stats, and when you're breeding wolves, you want to go for health, melee, weight, and maybe speed as well for caving purposes. Definitely focus on those when you're looking for mutations, and I would recommend using pheromones as well to speed up the process. But yeah, wolves are definitely making the cut, because these things are used for a lot of things, and getting a lot of mutations can really help speed up the process of doing them. So yeah, definitely invest in breeding wolves. Number 8 on the list, we have the Dodicarus. Now, you should definitely focus on breeding the Dodicarus for 2 major reasons, as I stated before. Well, one really big major reason. The first thing you should focus on when you're breeding these is definitely weight and melee. Now, a lot of the other things don't really matter. Yes, you might need stamina, but really just focus on getting weight and melee mutations for stats. Not much color. Yes, there are 3 major color regions that look beautiful on Dodicaruses. If you can manage to get some really cool mutations on those colors, that is great, but I highly recommend breeding them for stat mutations. And yeah, so the stats you should definitely focus on are melee and weight. One, because melee increases the amount of stuff that you gather per hit, and the more melee you have, the more you can get. And definitely focus on weight, because that means the more you can carry in that time, and then overall the more you gather in one run. So you should definitely focus on breeding them. They're also very easy to breed. Now, I just bred this one last night, and it took about 8 hours actually to get to its fully grown state, and it only takes one thing to imprint it fully. And of course, imprinting is very, very good. So definitely do that because it increases the stats. So yeah, Dodicarus is definitely something you should focus on breeding for those reasons. Definitely do that. Next up on the list, we have the Griffons. Now, the Griffons definitely come in the 7th spot. Now, Griffons, again, people usually just do them for the color mutations, because color mutations are pretty great on Griffons, considering how difficult and much of a pain they are to breed and raise. So, getting these is definitely something that you can be proud of, and that is why a lot of people do it, because it's nice to have them. And a lot of people do it because they really want some natural, cool, beautiful Griffon colors. Just like I do. Like, I really like that magenta mutation that I have, the orange one, and the yellow one over there. I really like those. Those are my favorite mutations that I have on my Griffons. For sure. Griffon mutations on color are definitely one of the main things that you should definitely look for when breeding Griffons. However, stat mutations wise, if you want to breed them for stats, then you should definitely focus on stamina. Because stamina and speed is one of the only reasons people have Griffons, I'd say, for travel. Yes, melee is good and you could focus on that, but definitely focus on stamina because people really want a stamina-heavy Griffon. And speed mutations as well. So yeah, that's another reason why you should definitely invest in this. It might be lengthy and not very easy to do. However, once you get the hang of it, it's not really that hard. And to be honest, you feel really proud of yourself after getting a few mutations in. Alrighty, coming in on the 6th spot, we have the Tapajara. Now, let me get into why the Tapajara is definitely something you should invest in breeding. Especially for PvP, these tames are insane. They have really good movement, and they allow you to have a lot of freedom while you're moving in the air. You can go forwards, backwards, sideways, really, really quickly. And it's really good for PvP as well. You can also house 3 people while you're flying, which is really, really good and something that a lot of people really value, especially when you're a tribe and you really just want to have one flyer so you guys can travel around. It's really, really useful. You should definitely invest in these mostly for stats. However, if it were me, I would do it for the color. Now, let me explain why I would do it for the color. There are 3 color regions on this Tapajara that switch. First of all, we have the fin and the wings and everything, which is the main one, and if you get that, then you're pretty much a golden. That is beautiful, beautiful. And if you get that, then you're gonna have a beautiful Tapajara. The next one is this little, gum thing on the fin that changes as well. And the last one is the body. Now, this is all red. This is dyed. However, if you get a mutation, it'll look really cool. If you're going to do stats, you should definitely focus on speed. Tapajaras are really good for speed. I don't really know for PvP, but I think that speed is definitely good. Health is also another thing you should focus on when it comes to Tapajaras, because if you're going to use them for tanking in PvP, or in general, you should definitely focus on health, because they will last a really long time. So breeding them up for those things is definitely something that is really useful, and they're also really low maintenance to breed as well, and the twin rate for them is extremely high. So you should definitely focus on those if you want. Alright guys, we're halfway done this video, and I would like to mark the halfway point with the Therazino. So coming in number 5, we have the Therazino. Now, Therazinos, just like most of the other things on this list, are mostly used for material gathering and such like that. Material gathering wise, you should definitely search for stat mutations on this tame. If you're doing it because you have nothing else to do, definitely go for colors, but if you're just starting out and you really need a good tame to either sell, have, or just in general need, then you should definitely focus on the following for this tame: weight, melee, and stamina. Definitely do weight, because the more you have melee, the more melee you have, the more you gather, just like the Dodicarus, and the more you gather, the more your weight, and the more it, fills up faster. So you should definitely focus on those two for mat gathering purposes. And yes, Therazinos are really cool tames for color as well. As you can see, there are 3 major color regions on the Therazino. We have the claws and feet, and then we have the back, which is the same as the claws and feet. We have the main middle part, which is teal, and then we have the bottom, which is more of a pastel blue. And those are really cool mutations that you can get on this thing, and you can get a lot of other ones as well. Now, this is also, I think part of it is dyed. I'm not entirely sure. However, this Dodicarus is definitely, this Therazino is definitely worth your time in breeding up because they're really good tames, they're cute, they're cool, and they have really cool colors, and you should definitely focus on that as well. Coming at number 4 on the list, we have the Quetzal. Now, this is for obvious reasons definitely something you should work on breeding. Quetzals... Excuse me. Quetzals, to my awareness, are one of the best things that you can possibly breed up. Not only do they have amazing color regions, as you can see on Granny Ethel, the Quetzal, they are also really, really mainly bred for the stats. Now, let me get into what stats you should possibly breed for these. Now, it really depends on the game mode you're on. For example, if you're on PvE, definitely focus on weight and stamina and speed. That being because you will mostly need Quetzals for material gathering or tame transferring. And weight, stamina, and speed are definitely some of the things that you can do to get that job done because Quetzals for PvE and such are mostly used for utility. So yeah, definitely focus on that. However, if you are in PvP and you are breeding Quetzals, definitely focus on health, definitely focus on melee and weight. Those are definitely some things you should focus on, mostly health, because having a good health Quetzal will really help you when you go into battle with them. So Quetzals are definitely really useful, probably the most useful tame, hands down. And yeah, Quetzals have many uses, and getting them it's pretty hard, but once you have them and you have a good Quetzal line going, you will not regret it. Plus, they have some really, really mad looking color regions, as you can see on Granny Ethel here. Oh, jeez, okay. You took some damage there. Oh my god, this glitch. Oh my god, I don't like that very much. Oh my goodness, okay. Cool. Next up on the list, coming at number 3, we have the notorious Dodo, the famous, the beautiful, the amazing, the slept-on Dodos. So as you can see here, this is a Dodo, and this is a Dodo that has been bred up by, not by me, but by other people in the server. And as we can see here, it is wearing armor, a chain, and most notably, I am riding it, and that it is huge. Now let me get into why this is the case. So your average Dodo is pretty small. If I'm being like real here, your average Dodo is so small. And breeding them actually benefits you in a lot of ways. People usually breed Dodos when they have nothing else to do. Mostly admins do it. People breed them because they want Dodo scale. Dodo scale is what makes the Dodos bigger. This Dodo is it's over 3. It's a Dodo scale 3 and up. And this is when it's rideable at 3 and up, and when it has 3 and up, it means it can wear armor. Now, Dodo armor, there's 2 types. I think one of them is for, stone and obsidian and all that, and then one of them is for, you can get a bunch of berries and a lot of crops when mining with a Dodo helmet. This one, I think, is for the crops or the stone. I don't know. I think it's a decimation bit. But yeah, Dodos are definitely one of the things you should focus on breeding. Yeah, you can get color mutations. This is a cool purple color mutation. But you should definitely focus mostly on the size and scale when you're breeding Dodos. And you can leave them on wandering to breed for you if you would like as well, which is really, really useful. Mass breeding them is necessary. However, it is worth it in the end, because you will get these huge babies, which is definitely a reason why I think you should invest in breeding Dodos, for sure. Coming at number 2 on the list, we have the Equus. Now, I already made a video explaining everything about the Equus that you will need to know. I will leave that link in the description for you to check out, so I'm just going to briefly get into it here because of that. So, Equus have a few major reasons why you should breed them, which are definitely unique to other things that I've listed in this video. Similar to the Dodo, they have a really unique benefit to breeding them. So yes, these Equus are insanely easy to breed, but they do take 7 hours to like, you know, birth. So it's definitely timely, but it's worth it in the end. They're pretty low maintenance once they're born. And as you can see, I have a green color mutation on this Equus as well. So yeah, the Equus is definitely notorious for its Equus power, and that is one of the reasons why you should breed it, because the only way to get a faster Equus and the only way to increase Equus power is to breed them. And as you can see, I have a maiden Equus, which is one of the Equus classes that you can get by breeding them. I'm pretty sure it's one of the highest ones, and I have an Equus power of 4.55. Natural Equus power is around 2 to 1. And as you can see, my Equus goes really, really fast. And I'll even apply my level into it as well, and then it'll go even faster. But Equus power definitely increases the speed. So as you can see, this Equus will go much faster than an Equus with a lower Equus power with the same speed leveled into it. And that is definitely something that is important to note. You can do the same thing for unicorns. As you can see, there's this unicorn right here, which has 4.62, and it is done by breeding unicorns. Unicorns are definitely easier to breed, I'm pretty sure, but they're definitely harder to tame. But yeah, Equus and unicorn, definitely, because the Equus power is definitely something worth investing your time into. Definitely. Oh, geez, this is laggy. Coming in at number 1, we moved to Officia so I could showcase this beautiful bird. We have the Argentavis. So, let me get into why the Argentavis is definitely the first on the list. In my opinion, again, remember, this is opinion-based. Alright, so this has many reasons for being bred, and this is definitely a really popular tame for breeding, and let me get into why. So Argentavis have an extremely high rate for twins, triplets, all that, very high. They're also really easy to actually get color mutations, so a lot of people actually mass breed Argentavis to get a lot of color mutations on them, and that is something that is definitely what makes these really popular. But then there are the reasons like utility RGs, PvP RGs, and all these other type of RGs that you can get by breeding. And one of the most important ones is definitely utility, because it's a really good early game tame, and you can start breeding them almost immediately, and it's really good to have. So, not only are Argentavis incredibly easy to breed and raise, and they have an extremely low time for, you know, incubation, but they are also really good when you get enough stats, like for an example, speed. Argentavis are really useful because they can lift tames, so weight, health, for attacking, melee damage. There's a lot of things that you can get, and these are definitely one of the most creative tames that you can get with breeding, because you can really just make a whole different type of RG, really. Like, not like looks-wise, well, unless it's color, but like, you know, it can have a whole different meaning, a whole different utility. It can have like a whole different utility purpose by just breeding it and increasing its, you know, stuff. So I like travel RGs personally and utility, but there are a lot of people that like PvP RGs, like battling RGs and all that, which is definitely something you should invest in if you're good at PvP. And this is definitely why I recommend Argentavis as the first thing you should invest in breeding. So yeah, that's that. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Of course, if you did enjoy, do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I really hope you enjoyed. Remember, this is PvE, Libop, Little Base on the Prairie. I get a lot of people asking me, so yeah. Also, this is an opinion-based video, so please remember that in the comments. And yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Of course, again, if you did enjoy, please show some love, and yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all that. Yeah, goodbye.